Hi, everyone. Welcome to day May 12th. Angela and myself are so happy and excited to be here with y'all. Please make sure that you have somewhere to write down all of the notes that we're going to be all of your notes because we're going to be learning a lot of things today. Just remember, we're seeing a lot on this Monday webinars. I think this past 2 weeks we have been seeing a lot of information. So you might feel a little bit, I don't know if frustrated is the correct word because it's
Yeah.
kind of like a little bit strong, like emotionally
Yes. And
speaking about
technology
it.
is sometimes doing what we want it to and sometimes not, right? And it's hard to even teach what it looks like because all of a sudden it will do something different
Yeah,
that we didn't expect. So we do,
but be
yes.
patient. You can always rewatch. You can always schedule a meeting with me, and I'll
Mhm.
be so happy and excited to do this one-on-one. Maybe you want to work on something that we already worked on before. Like, I don't know, it could be like Linktree, Bitly, how does Instagram works or TikTok, etc. So if you want one-on-one meeting to see all of that, or maybe there's another technology or other tips that you're using and you don't fully completely understand it. If you want to schedule a meeting one-on-one with me, please do. You can always email me or text me and I'll be happy to help you out. And well, welcome, Angela. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you, Cynthia. Yes, as with most things, right, with technology, we invest that time at the beginning, which is sometimes the hardest part, but then it saves us time and effort later on. So as we go on, just make sure that you do that troubleshooting with me, with Cynthia, um, to get caught up for the next steps every week, and we will be good to go. So we'll do another quick step of ManyChat today. I think we're going to still have to do one more thing before we start actually automating our messages, but I don't want, again, it feels like technology overload with all the clicking when we're trying to do it in bigger groups. So we'll take it nice and slow. So we are about halfway through the month of May. Today is May 12th, and we're going to do kind of a quick review of the used hand care routine and how to incorporate that in our challenge with content with the direct product link that we can post to social media. And then for prospecting and sales, also, we're looking at our sales model, the letter L for leading a presentation about hand care, like a hand spa. We'll talk about how to use our certifications that we've been working on so hard with our wellness event guides and how to use those to build your credibility in your in-person events. As well as at the end, we'll wrap up with a few of our next steps using ManyChat and getting it all set up so that it can power our business and use that chatbot technology, that's like a tongue twister, to reach out to our audience in a really simple way on social media. So, and we'll wrap up with a few reminders at the end. So, like I said, we're going to talk about our used hand care products that we have today. Remember that when you're talking about hand care needs and how our products might relate to them, you will have customers who have dry or sensitive skin. Their hands might be showing signs of aging. That's actually one of the places where it starts to show the earliest because our hands really do a lot of work, right? When we have skin on our hands that needs protection from the elements, and when our hands just get really kind of beat up from dish soap, from different cleaners that we might have to use, different work environments that we have to wash our hands often, etc. So we can also use used products to help reduce that inflammation and irritation that we can experience throughout the day. So when we are talking about our used hand care treatment, we're talking about having our customers wash their hands, then helping them exfoliate their hands using the micro peeling cream or the detox gel, then applying our serum, the Chinese peony and bearberry serum to help fight the signs of aging on our hands. We'll go through that in a little bit. Following that up with our chamomile hand cream by applying a little bit on the top of our hands and applying throughout our hands. Then adding the care and repair oil I usually just pinch my fingers together like this, do a few drops, reminding people that this is about 700 drops in this little tube, right? So just a few drops around my fingertips to rub and work in around my cuticles and any knuckles or other areas that have calluses or need those extra nourishing oils in the care and repair oil. And then, if possible, encourage your guests to wear gloves for about 30 minutes. Do this routine at night so that they can really seal in that moisture and let our skin absorb all of the goodness from these products. So I'm going to show you this. Just take a screenshot of this if you don't already have it. This is kind of like our hand spa wellness event guide in a screenshot, right? So this is a really nice way to keep those steps in order. Some of you might put care and repair on before you do the chamomile hand cream, and that's fine, but this is like a general sequence that you can follow. And we also wanted to give you just some extra tips. So here's the products, how to, or in what order to apply them, right? You can look up the details in your wellness event guide and go through the specific wording and the benefits and the ingredients and things like that in your wellness event guide for the hand care spa. But we also just want to give you a couple of other little tips for how you can lead a hand care spa, right? So when you're promoting this set, when you're trying to find, when you're prospecting and finding your ideal audience for this hand care set, just remember to have that guide ready to go, the hand care spa guide. Make sure you get certified in that so that you are showing your knowledge and that you're ready to go with that topic. It'll give you tons of information ready to go to really talk about these products and their needs and why they really benefit our hands. So make sure you have that guide available. And then here's a few other things that I would have available as well. Let's see, I'm going to pause, share for a moment. So this is actually a topic that I did last year for my Used Cares event with some volunteers in my hometown community who do something called Ruby's Pantry. So they get a big truckload of food that people can come and get shares of for like $20. It's a really cool program. But the volunteers get all these cardboard boxes, they unpack everything, they organize everything, they use their hands a lot, and that cardboard really dries up their skin and can cause like little paper cuts and things like that. So when I reached out to the organization to offer a Used Cares event to kind of give them that little pampering treatment, they said, oh, how about something for their hands? Because our hands get so beat up during this Saturday morning volunteer drive, right? So some things that I brought with me were little bowls. I just buy these for like 50 cents at Walmart. There's all kinds of beautiful little colors. There's pink, there's purple. It kind of depends on the season. But a bowl about this size is actually big enough for people to just do a quick hand wash for your event. So that first step, grab a pile of these little dishes. I have like 10 of the little purple scalloped ones too that I bring along. And then I'll just bring something along with so I can disinfect them quickly. If I happen to do more than 10 demonstrations, then I can disinfect, let them dry, and keep kind of a rotation of those dishes going. I also bring like a big, like an oversized pitcher. And even sometimes I don't have access to like a kitchen nearby where I'm doing the demonstration, things like that. So sometimes I'll bring like my jugs of water, and I'll just bring my little electric like tea kettle for boiling water. I'll bring that along. So as long as I have a plug in, I can fill that up periodically. And I'll fill this little dish with my regular water, and then just a little splash of my warmed up water, check the temperature so that I can really give my participants a cool, like a nice warm, fun way to relax their hands because they've been through a lot, right? So that's something that I've done in the past. I also brought like a 5-gallon bucket along for like my dumping of my water as I went, because I was in a situation where I didn't have easy access to a sink. So I had to kind of bring some extra materials to have behind my table to manage all the little amounts of water that I needed for the hand washing part. But it was really important. I also included one of our bath foams to wash people's hands. So I brought the honey milk and rice one. You could do the St. John's wort, but I felt like honey milk and rice was really nice for sensitive skin, for them to wash their hands with that. It's a little bit moisturizing as well as cleansing. So we washed our hands using that method. It's quite a few steps, so it takes a little bit of planning, but sometimes you do these events and you just don't have access to a sink. So those are some workarounds for that. Then you would go ahead and after they wash their hands, I just say, so how are your hands doing today? Right? I would have them show me, oh, here I got a paper cut, or here I scratched my hand here, or oh, I have, so that I know that if they have any issues on their hands, I can really avoid those areas and not exfoliate in those areas, etc. Maybe I bring my tea tree oil along too, so that I can show them how to apply tea tree on those little cuts and help them heal up faster. Then I would go ahead and continue with my hand spa. So they've just washed their hands in this little dish. I'm going to give them either the micro peeling cream or a little bit of detox gel on their hands so that they can exfoliate. I remind them to just avoid any cuts or other irritation on their hands while they're exfoliating, and they can rinse in that same dish. Then we follow up with, okay, did you notice, I'm talking about anti-aging, how we tend to see the signs of aging very quickly on our hands, even at an earlier age, because our hands do so many things, right? So I would apply the hand serum and just a little zigzag at the top of their hands, have them rub that in and apply. Notice that extra protective layer that provides us, how it kind of makes our skin shine, and tell them that over a longer period of time, that's going to help balance out their skin tone and reduce the signs of aging on their hands. Then I would move into the chamomile hand cream, show them when we're applying this, this goes a long way. It's going to give you like this little invisible glove effect. I'm going to put a little tiny amount on their hands because really that's all they need, about the size of a pea, slightly bigger. And they can rub that in. I'll show them the proper way to rub it down their fingertips and onto their cuticles. Then we would follow up with Care and Repair oil. Oh, I love this. It can be used on your face. It can be used on your body. It's great for your cuticles. Show them how to put just a couple of drops on their fingertips and rub it through. Now, depending on your customer base, they might be doing these steps with minimal guidance from you. Because you'll have some customers that just don't want you like touching their hands. That's fine. You can just guide them through what to do, or you can do it on yourself while they do it, etc. Or some people will be really hands-on and say, yeah, go ahead, give me my hand massage, do all the things for me. Whatever you feel comfortable with is totally fine. And so after we finish up the Care and Repair oil, you can have them take a peek at the difference and they will be probably amazed. Sometimes I'll have other things that I really like to use on my hands as well, as like the sandalwood body butter, things like that, just kind of give them that extra little pampering, and they are on their way. So when you do a used cares event with this kind of thing, normally you'll have some kind of little gift that you can share with them. It might be samples with your business card. It might be a little product travel size that you have to give to them, something like that. But you'll want to chat with them, get their contact information. As you're doing your spa, you would have a conversation with them and figure out some of their other needs. Make sure you have their contact information so you can contact them later during the week so that you can follow up and help them make a purchase too if there's something that they're interested in. So that is kind of a hand care spa in a quick demonstration. Any questions, go ahead and add them in the chat, or any tips that you would like to share that you've also done in a hand care spa. There's lots of different ways to do it. That's how I've done it in the past, and really in a very limited environment where I didn't have a sink nearby. I had to like kind of be creative with how I did it. But really, I think that day I did like 25 to 30 hand care spas, individual spas with volunteers that were just able to come in and out and chat with me. It was such a cool experience. We had so much fun, and it was a really nice way to pamper some volunteers in the community. So, all right. So if that's something you're interested in, send an email to Cesar to ask about more details about running a Used Cares event for volunteers in your area as well. So we're going to be using that hand care routine as our consultant challenge today. So a couple of different things we'd like you to do with that hand care wellness event guide, the hand spa wellness event guide, and just a few of the products that are on sale this month is we're going to work on creating before and after pictures of our hands using that treatment that we can post to social media. One way to do this is by creating a little collage in Canva, right? So all you do is you take, my hands are in rough shape today, so this would be a great day to take these pictures. Take a picture before you do the hand care spa and after so that you have the comparison. Make sure you have good lighting, make sure you have a decent background behind it, etc. Add images to a collage. A really simple way to do this is just by using a template in Canva. You can do this with the free version of Canva or the paid version of Canva. Either, you'll have plenty of options to choose from, or there are plenty of other photo collage apps out there. The thing I like about Canva is that we can add more text and more style to it, but there's sometimes so many tools in there that can feel a little bit overwhelming for you. So go ahead and choose what works best for you. And you're going to just make a little post of your before and after pictures. If you don't want to mess with the collage, you can also just add the pictures to your social media as well. This is just a nice way to get it all in one place and be really clear about your communication, right? So you also want to follow this up. Maybe you have a picture of your before and after, of your skincare, but then reference a reel that you can post at the same time that goes through, the whole routine as well. It's really nice if you can prop your phone kind of up above you and do the hand care spa kind of recording from above. I've been creative with that. Some of you might have a great tripod that will hold it up for you. But just go through those steps that are in the wellness event guide and just record what you're doing. You can kind of explain the benefits as you go and really show people how you got those magical results. Okay. So if you're like, I'm not so comfortable finding a template and creating this in Canva, let me just give you a quick review. If you go into Canva, sign into your account, you might have a free account, you might have a paid account, either one should work. You'll just go up to the main search bar right in the middle of your homepage and click in before and after pic or before and after pictures, whatever you want. And just make sure that you are clicking on templates up on the top so that your search is giving you all the Canva templates. Some of these will be in story format and that little bit longer size, or some of these will be in post format, which will be a square size. Choose where you're going to post. Are you going to post to stories with a product sticker? Or are you going to post as a regular Instagram post and then a description at the bottom? Tell them to go shop your link tree in your bio. Easy peasy, right? So choose what size you're planning on using. Once you find a design that you like, just click on it and click customize this template. So it'll basically make you your own personal copy of the template. And all you need to do is go in and click on upload on that menu. Click upload files and upload your pictures. You can do this from your phone if you put them in your phone to Google Drive and then from Google Drive into the website, you can do that, or you can just work on Canva directly from your phone using the Canva app and upload pictures right from your camera roll. Okay, so all you do with a template is really replace the pictures. You don't have to do much else. Sometimes there's a little bit of text to update, but you can just leave it really simple like that. I chose to do a close-up of my thumb because I tend to get dry skin around my fingers. And Care and Repair works miracles for that, right? So I added 4 pictures. I did a before and after of my thumb specifically, and also of my whole hand. You can choose however works best for you. You may post these with just a regular background, or if you have the paid Canva, I think quite a few of you already do. If you have the paid Canva account, sometimes these pictures are a little easier to see if you use the background remover on Canva. So if you just click on one of your pictures, and this is only with paid Canva, you can choose to remove the background on them with that BG remover. And then it kind of just gives you this white background, which is really nice. So depending on if you have free Canva, you'll probably be doing it this way. If you have paid Canva, you might choose to do it this way. But either one is going to be very effective in showing the results of our hand spa products and how to use them. So this could be kind of like your hook to get people excited about it. And then you could follow that up with a reel that actually demonstrates the products. So that's our consultant challenge today is create a photo collage of before and after with the hand care set, and then create a reel about it as well. Either way, you want to be telling your customers what to do with that content. If you're on Instagram, visit my link in my bio to shop. Or if you are in stories, you can also put a link sticker that goes right to one of the products as well. Okay, any questions about that? All right. Another thing that we were talking about is if you're doing a hand care spa this month, or if you're talking about the Balance for Women set or any of those things, remember that you can really use your certifications that you've been working so hard on with all of our wellness event guides. Once you get those back, you can print them out and really use them to build your credibility. This is a great option for your in-person events. When you want to do a wellness fair, you're doing a bazaar, you're doing an in-person spa at someone's house or in a yoga studio or wherever it might be, it's a really great idea to print off your certificates, just put them in a simple little frame and have them out in your table setup so that people can see that you are trained on whatever topic you are sharing during that event. So a lot of our consultants have been sharing pictures of this, that they've been doing this, and it is a great idea. Please take advantage of your hard work and promote it. I usually have like the easy like flip guide, the quick demonstration guide out so that I can tell a little bit about the company. This would be another great visual to have in your space while you're doing your demonstration for your your prospects who are chatting with you during your event. So just a quick reminder, if you haven't done that, write yourself a little note, print off my certificates, just have one frame and you can switch out your certificate based on the topic that you're focusing on. But these are a great thing to have on hand. If you're like me and have a big tote full of your materials for these in-person events that we do, add those to that so that you remember to post those for building your credibility with a lot of times a brand new audience that we're meeting in these new in-person situations. Okay. Let me know in the chat if anyone has already done that, if you've already printed your certificates and used them to build your credibility in this way. I'd love to hear from you in the chat. All right, then we're going to dedicate our last 8 to 10 minutes for our next step in setting up ManyChat. I know it's been a lot of technology these past few weeks. It's easiest if you're watching me on one device and you have another device set up to follow along. It just helps you do less switching back and forth because you can see me explaining one step and you can do the step right on your account at the same time. So just remember that ManyChat is something that we're going to use. It's chat bot. It's like a automated messaging system that we can set up so that we can be like the experienced influencers on social media. Hey, if you're interested in this content, comment whatever in my comments and I'll send you a message directly in that moment using a chat bot, right? So it takes a little bit of setup to make it all work properly, but it'll be so worth it in the end. We're just going nice and slow to make sure everyone's getting what you need to out of it. So we have lots of different strategies we'll be able to use this for. One of the main ones is asking our audience to comment on a post or a reel and get an automated message sent to them with a direct product link, with some information, etc. So we left off here on this page. We were in ManyChat. Let me put that link in the chat for you if you're not there already. So open up your device and go back to ManyChat. It's just manychat.com. Oh, I forget it never. I always have to modify it a little bit so it actually opens up for you in the chat. Let's see. All right. Let me try that again. Okay. So you should be able to open ManyChat and go into your just home page. And the last thing that we left off with here is we were just making sure that our account was connected. Sorry, it's asking me to do something and I can't see the whole screen. Let's see here. I'm just going to go to home. Okay, so we're going into ManyChat and we're on our home screen. What we did last time, this is where we finished off, is we were on our home screen in ManyChat. We were logged in. We had to log in with our Facebook, remember, because we're connecting this to Facebook and Instagram. So we're logged into ManyChat with our Facebook in case it's asking you to log in again. Mine has just been saving that information for me in my browser. And then we're going to go to this far left, kind of smaller toolbar. We're going to click on the settings, the little gear here. And it should open up a little bit larger menu on the left-hand side right next to it. So then we'll go down to where it says channels. We clicked on Instagram. And you should see a button that says connect. If it doesn't, you maybe already connected it. If you click on Instagram and it gives you this big menu with lots of options, it's already connected. Then you can click on Messenger, do the same thing, click connect. If it's already showing this big menu, it's already connected, okay? Any questions about where we left off last week? Go ahead and let me know in the chat. And if you would like to open your microphone to be able to ask your question here, just feel free to raise your hand and we can give you access to the microphone as well. Okay. All right, so that's where we left off last time. Now, today we're going to do just a couple of quick settings in Facebook and ManyChat as well. So in order to do our next settings, we just have to check a couple things in your Facebook page. So if you can go into Facebook and go into your account and turn over to your business page, right? So you should have your personal account And then you should be able to flip into your Facebook business page because those things should be connected. If for some reason that's not showing up, you should just click on your little profile picture and it should show up with your list of other profiles or your business page, and you just click on it. I'll show you what that looks like in a moment. Go ahead and take a screenshot of these are the written instructions if you want to have them step by step in written form. You'll notice there's one right now. Facebook is saying we can't click on this one because they're updating something. So today it might not work. We'll try to come back to it later. Again, we know how technology works, right? So go ahead and take a screenshot of this, and then I'm just going to walk you through what each step looks like. Okay. I just know it's nice to have it all in one place. How can I check my Facebook page set up on my business page on Facebook? Make sure I have everything selected that I need to. So like I said, you'll go into Facebook, click on your little face. Sometimes it's on the top, sometimes it's on the bottom, depending on your Facebook setup. You'll want to click on it and choose your business page. So mine says Angie Rodriguez down here. That's my personal account, but it is linked to Self Care Essentials, which is my business page. Okay, so I'll click there, make sure I'm in my business page. And then I'll go there to, from my business page, I'll go to that same place to open my menu. And in that menu, I will be able to choose settings and privacy. And after I click there, it's going to open up to this whole settings and privacy page for me. Those of you who are following Natasha's tutorial, the wording has already changed since that tutorial was posted, such as technology. So if you're following that, sorry if it's confusing. So we're going to be using a refresh quite a bit on this page. This page was a little bit glitchy for me, where sometimes I wasn't seeing everything I needed to see and I had to refresh a few times in order for it to work. Or sometimes you might not see everything. If you aren't caught up on previous steps that we've gone through, if you haven't worked through your troubleshooting, if you had any issues, you might not see everything here. So remember, it's recorded. We can always come back if we need to. But on our settings and privacy page, you're going to scroll down a little bit down to where it says audience and visibility and page setup. Okay, and you'll click there. And that's going to open up the rest of this, right? That's going to have connected apps, app settings, and whitelisted domains. So when you look up here at connected apps, you should see ManyChat and ManyChat IG app. As long as you've gotten through all the previous steps that we've done, you should see both. However, mine were not both showing up for a while, and I had to refresh this page a few times. So go ahead and use that tool. Just use refresh until it shows up. If it's not showing up, you need to go back and check, did you link your accounts? Did you do all the other settings that we've talked about so far? Okay, so here you should see ManyChat and ManyChat IG as connected apps. For your app settings, you need to choose a receiver for Messenger and Instagram. So you'll see here in the middle where it says Messenger receiver, it's probably not going to let you configure because it says they're doing an update on something and it's not available right now. Nothing we can do about that. But if you go into Instagram receiver and click on configure, you'll see a little menu pop up that says primary receiver for handover protocol. Select, you're going to click on select, or you hover. Trying to remember if you click on it or hover on, I think you click it, and then you'll see a little option that says ManyChat should pop up underneath, and you can select that. Okay, so your connected apps, you don't really have to do anything. They should just be showing up. Refresh if they're not. Messenger receiver, we can't do that right now because Facebook is updating something and they won't let us. And then Instagram receiver, configure, select, and then select ManyChat. Let me know in the chat if you're having any technical difficulties, but hopefully you can click on all those pieces and get them running. Any questions for right now? Okay. And then we're also going to go now back into ManyChat. So we're leaving Facebook, we're going back to our ManyChat tab, and there's a few other settings that we're going to set up here. I know it's like settings galore, but this is a really in-depth program that is going to have some functions that we don't need turned on right now. So it's good to go in and turn some of these things off so that they're not sending out automated messages that we haven't asked it to. So it's definitely worth our time, okay? So go ahead back into ManyChat.com. And you're going to go into that settings gear again. And you'll see in the inbox section, in this inbox section, there's a little piece that says live chat behavior. You're going to click on live chat behavior. And it might be automatically in any message starts a conversation. You're going to want to change that to conversation should be opened explicitly. Okay? That's one of our main settings. So settings, live chat behavior, and then switch to conversation should be opened explicitly. And then we're also going to go in and do under live chat behavior, just make sure that if you go down a couple of lines here, it says automation pause during conversations. It should be 30 minutes and you can just leave it as is. Okay, so just double check that and make sure that that's all correct. Then we're going to click the back button and go into the settings where it says display. And there's a couple of things that are toggled off automatically that we're going to turn on. So automation, additional tabs, turn on, show keyword section, and show rules section. You just have to toggle them on just like you would on a phone. The rest can stay as is. And then we're going to go into our Instagram settings on ManyChat. You're not opening Instagram, you're staying on ManyChat, and we're going to click on Instagram within ManyChat. Okay, so you're on ManyChat.com. And you're going to do these 4 steps. You can go ahead and take a screenshot if you'd like of the written instructions, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Sounds like a lot, but it's not that bad. Okay, we're going to go in to, again, our little settings gear. And then in the channels section, remember this is where we had gone to connect these things. In channels, you'll click on Instagram. And we're going to just check out, we're going to disable a few of the functions on here. So the first one is we're going to go into main menu and click edit. And it'll open up a little window for you, a little tab for you, and you're going to just toggle it off so that it is disabled. Okay. Then you can just arrow back, like using the little bar at the top, just arrow back to go home again, and we'll come back to this page. We also need to disable our conversation starters. So you'll just go down a line, go to conversation starters, edit, and disable it. So just toggle it off on the top toolbar. Then we will scroll down into opt-in automation, click edit. Now here, it's kind of already set up to send out some messages to our customer base, and we want to turn that off so that we can decide exactly what that's going to be. So you're going to click on Edit, Automation. Okay, and it'll open up, the same kind of picture for you. After you click Edit Automation, you can actually move some of these pieces around. So you see where it's like an Instagram send message? We just want to get rid of any of this messaging stuff that's already set up. So you'll just hover on that Instagram send message and click the little delete button on top of it. And that's all you have to do here. Okay, and then you can go back to up here where it says Instagram settings, and we'll do one more thing in here. Then there's also, so we did opt-in automation, do opt-out automation, edit, and do the same thing. Click on edit automation. And just notice that on this screen, there are 2 spots where it says Instagram messaging, right? So subscribe back confirmation and successfully subscribed. So you just want to hover over each of these little Instagram boxes here and here and delete those 2. And then you can just leave the rest as is. How did we do? Let me know in the chat. Angie, I'm lost. That was an easy one today. I'm going to watch the replay. Where are we at? That's all you have to get caught up on for today. Next week, we're going to just do a few more settings, and then the next step should be automation. I just didn't want to crunch us for time today. So any other questions, go ahead and let me know in the chat. Thumbs up if you were able to do those settings, or let me know if you're going to check the replay or check in with me or Cynthia. Okay. All right. So our call to action for this week, create some social media content to promote the hand care routine. We're recommending a before and after collage, right? Before and after picture collage, and also a reel where you're demonstrating those products. Make sure you're including access to a direct product link, whether you're sending people to your biography, to your link tree, or you might be putting a link sticker in. We know how to do these things, but if you're feeling stuck on any of that, just let us know, and Cynthia and I are happy to help. Print out your certifications that you've done so far. Keep them in your bin of your in-person spa materials, so that you can frame them and use them at your next in-person spa. Set up your ManyChat account to this point where we're at right now. If you need to check the recordings from these last few webinars, feel free. If you need some personalized help, Cynthia and I are both willing to help, no problem, to help with troubleshooting through some of those steps. And as always, we're working towards selling $500 or more in products or sets to make sure that we're earning that pro consultant status this month. Any questions for me? Feel free to add them to the chat. And each week we want to learn a little more. We want to do a little more than the last. Keep trying new things, keep building your business and reaching more people with all of your used expertise and passion for helping people live better. And those of you who are catching the replay, thanks so much for catching up and joining us later. And those of you who are here live, just stay tuned for a few time sensitive reminders. Have a great night, everybody.